Well, we attended the council meeting today, principally because one of the agenda items was bringing forward the results of the survey that have been conducted at kiosks and other events in Batemans Bay about the new options for the redevelopment of Mackay Park. In particular, we were interested in what the public thought about the aquatic element of that, and even though council sought to exclude any discussion or any opinion on the availability or non-availability of a 50-metre pool, the public spoke, and they spoke very loudly. There were over 270, I believe, returns, and the majority of people in their return, whether they were asked for it or not, had an opinion, principally that the 50-metre pool should be included in the new development. 25-metre pool does not cut it, particularly for professional sporting groups, for schools and people like that who rely heavily on a 50-metre pool to develop stamina in their swimming students. So we presented, Coral, Maureen and myself and Joe Anderson, the results of what we thought were very good analyses. We pointed out to council that we had shown them that their claim that nobody's interested in 50-metre pools anymore was a false premise. We quoted their own statistics back to them. We asked them how you justify omitting a 50-metre pool. We asked them to come out and tell us how they arrived at a $6.5 million capital cost. We asked them to justify a claim that would cost over $300,000 more to have a 50-metre pool as opposed to a 25-metre pool. We were listened to. Unfortunately, in two cases, for Coral and for Maureen, they were not granted a 3-minute extension. So they were cut off at the 5-minute mark. That's not good policy. It may be procedure, but it's not a good idea when they only had a few points left to make. So I'll ask Coral how she felt about it.
Okay, so today I presented on behalf of Peter Coggan. I did time my presentation at home. I thought I got it in under 5 minutes. However, the clock was called. Then the procedure is that they ask, the mayor asks for, a mover and a seconder for an extension of 3 minutes. It was moved and seconded. I think who moved it? Anyway, the upshot of it was only 3 councillors voted for an extension. That was Anthony Main, Phil Constable and Pat McGinlay. The others did not raise their hand, and they were the Mayor, Lindsay Brown, Maureen Nathan, Jack Tate, James Thompson, and of course Pollock was not, Councillor Pollock was not there to vote, but I'm sure that he probably would have voted down in any case. So I was very disappointed. I only had about 30 seconds more to go.
So I presented also this morning, and I was quite surprised when I'm sure that I had my presentation in under 5 minutes, but I was cut off at a crucial point, and that was to point out to the councillors that one of the comments in the over 250 comments about the 50-metre pool in the survey report, and that was a swimming teacher who said children who only swim in 25-metre pools struggle with stamina in a 50-metre pool. And also referencing the 2018 coastal report, which says that 64% of adults cannot swim 50 metres in the ocean. That's critical, given we live in a coastal area, and given the work of the Surf Lifesavers, the volunteers that are charged with keeping us safe in the water. I also wanted to mention, but didn't get a chance to, and the fact that a public asset has been sold, $26 million from the New South Wales government is contributing to Mackay Park Aquatic Arts and Leisure Centre. And as things stand now, without a 50-metre pool, the local member Andrew Constance and councillors, if they continue along that line, are expecting people who have helped pay for Mackay Park not to be able to use it. Thank you.
Yeah, look, my name is Peter Cormick. I attended the council meeting today, the first meeting I've attended in quite some time. I wanted to see how public forum was being conducted these days, but Principally, it was the subject matter of the 50-metre pool, and I was aware that there would be these presentations that were given. And I was alarmed on a number of things. Firstly, Councillor Brown seemed to be determined not to pay any attention. I saw him very busily on his devices and carrying on. The height of rudeness as far as I'm concerned, and he does that all the time. And then the cutting off after 5 minutes of two of the presenters, totally uncalled for. A further 3 minutes was all that was required, and I can only describe that as an example of willful ignorance, not wanting to hear. There was no need for it. There's a nasty element to it as well. And so I'm very opposed to that. I'll be putting my thoughts together on the proposed stopping of live streaming of the public forum into the future, which I think is an appalling proposition. And I saw the precursor to it today by cutting people off before they had the opportunity to complete their presentation. So not a good look, and we'll see how things go. Watch this space, as they say.
Hi, my name's Donald McDonald. I attended a council meeting recently where my presentation took about 2 minutes, and the reason I planned it for 2 minutes was I had started to get the idea that council seemed to be cutting out the 3 minute the 3 minute extension, and I think this last meeting has proven that to be true, that the council seems to be determined not to allow people to have their full conversation, knowing full well that it's very difficult to explain things in 5 minutes.
My name is Jim Bright. I attended the council meeting today as well. I've become very concerned in recent years that this council, and certainly some senior officials in this council, are determined to tightly control the information that goes to councillors and the details of how councillors reach various decisions that they make at council meetings. I'll certainly be strenuously seeking to have councillors reject the proposals to close down the public webcasting of various aspects of the council meetings in the future.